Today, it's April Fool's. But me, I don't need April to be a fool. I think.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
I haven't seen the sun in a week and a half. Hey, look! It just came out! Hey, look at that!
I love it.
And we're back for another installment of After Hours. There's no jokes today here on April Fools. I was going to tell you that I was retiring. I changed my mind. I'm not retiring, and I'm not going to joke about retiring. I don't actually like practical jokes, but we are jokesters all the same, 24/7, 365 days a year. Welcome, guys. We got Greg here. John's running behind. Amin, Armand, and of course Larry. Are you guys into April Fool's jokes? I'm not a practical joker guy. I don't like them. You know?
No, I don't like it either.
I used to be like horrible. I was the worst like practical joke player when I was young. I mean, I look back and I did shit that was horrible. It wasn't even funny at all.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was the biggest prankster ever in school. But,
wow.
Yeah, I look back and like that was insane what I used to do. But I mean, no, I don't like them now at all. It's like because all these prank shows now they're all set up anyways. You know, like actually,
I hate it.
Oh yeah,
they're not even funny. It's like the gold digger pranks and all that. It's just. They're not even funny at all. Like,
it's
I
stupid.
don't like the prank shows. I don't like to watch where people fall and hurt themselves. It doesn't. I don't find it funny. I don't know why.
No.
It's just my personality. I don't like it.
I think Eric Kavinsky's funny though. That guy's funny. That kind of prank. But I don't think that when you
Which
have
one?
like Eric Kavinsky or however the hell you say.
What does he do?
You know,
Oh,
the
bumps into people? The guy who bumps into people.
Yeah.
No. The guys that weighs people and checks for height.
Yeah, well, that's not practical jokes. That's just funny.
Yeah, that's fine. But
I
like,
agree. The gold digger thing is bullshit though.
people getting hurt, that's not funny to me.
No, I
That's
don't.
not-
I think you got to have a few screws loose to think that's
Yeah.
funny.
Well, I got some good news for everybody. My lawyer told me my case was dismissed this morning.
What?
April Fools.
April Fools!
You're the fool on that one because yeah. So, what's going on with the case?
Honestly, there's some crazy shit going on. I really probably don't really know what to say about it right now because we finally got what we were supposed to get from the lab. And since I'm not educated enough to understand what these things mean, it means nothing right now. I'll let you guys know in 2 weeks what happens.
I will say one thing about this whole process. It's been going on for a very long time at this point, and I've never seen a case be strung out this long. So I have to believe that there's a lack of bite to the case. Because if it was that shut and dry, I would think they would have tried it by now. Don't you think?
Well, there's a lot of things that
What the hell was that?
cool.
What was that?
Oh, that had to be Sid. I didn't do anything. So
Good thing you didn't show something
the
fucked
Jumbo
up.
Palumbo documentary is being released on Thursday. Just
Right on.
you guys to know about that. And do you want to run that trailer, Sid? Was that like your way of signaling to me?
I think he was signaling a BJ. Go.
Oh, he was uploading the video. Oh, okay. All right. No problem. That's the newest trailer. So
Wow.
we're gonna actually put the release of the documentary on Thursday together with the Species Nutrition Sale, a super sale. So it's going to be a great
We're
day.
practically giving it all away.
Yeah, we got to. I think we should have gotten Alexi on the show today. I should have sent him the link so he could have come in and talk about it. But anyway, Alexi is the guy who filmed it. He's from UK, and he actually works for Land Rover Jaguar. He actually designed all the new vehicles that will be coming out in the next year or two, all the new front ends of the cars, and he's the youngest car designer in all of the car industry. He said from the minute he was when he was 8 years old, he wanted to design cars. Isn't that crazy? and he's like a super genius. This guy. He actually is the guy who also did the what's his name? Not Big Lenny. Who's the other? Jason Genova. He did the Jason Genova documentary. If you ever saw it,
No,
I don't know if you guys watched it on YouTube.
I must have missed that one.
I said-
Fools.
No April Fools. So he did my documentary. He filmed me for 10 days last May, I believe it was, or April. And
Quite a mix of talents from being a car designer to.
I know. Well, he did. This was like on his vacation. For his vacation, he flew to Cape Coral and filmed me.
Gotta love these geniuses, right?
Yeah.
Did he sleep at your apartment or anything?
No. He got a little Airbnb, but we used to go out. We hung out all day long. You know, like we went to dinner together, and he's a good guy. Or you'd even agree he's a good guy. But then again, you think everyone's a good guy.
I think everybody's a good guy.
Yeah.
You really do, though.
It's actually a very good trait about you. I got to tell you, Greg.
Thanks. Yeah, but I'm an asshole. Trust me. But you got to get to know me.
Oh my
You're
God.
not a good guy, right?
I'm an asshole.
John, you look very tan. We can't hear you though. Your audio's not working. That's why we haven't been responding to you, John.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's the audio of John again.
John Audio.
He has the best setup.
He's got the best setup, the mic and everything.
Yeah,
It's not working.
That should work.
There you go.
There you go.
No, well, because I do. If I use this for any other platform, like I had a meeting on Google Meeting or yesterday,
Yeah.
and I got to change all the settings on my camera and my microphone, and then when I come back on here, I got to change them all back. I don't
Gotcha.
know why.
Gotcha.
It should be seamless. But it's good to be here.
Yeah. So the documentary is going to be released on Thursday. I think it's more of a really up to date version of like what I do now. I would like to do a documentary on on the past a little bit more, but it kind of encompasses everything. I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm very critical of myself and how I look and how I come off. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was very well edited, and he did a great job filming it and everything like that. I think the fans will enjoy it.
Can I ask you a question?
What do you weigh there, Dave? What do you weigh? Like 220 there? Or
Yeah, about maybe about 210 there. I'm about 10 pounds bigger than I
Dave,
was.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because when I went through all my bullshit, I remember when I did the documentary for ESPN, the
Yeah.
bullshit, the A60. My ex wouldn't let my kid, freaked out. My kid, there was a little piece of my daughter in there, but she didn't want my daughter in it.
I purposely didn't put my kids in there for that.
I was
Yeah,
going to ask. That's what that was my question.
Yeah, because I could see her having a problem with that. So
You don't want to
Isn't
put
that-
kids
isn't
stuff
that
anyways.
fucked up?
People
Using
are
them as
sick.
pawns.
They're
Isn't
they're
that
not for
fucked up?
kids.
play the
That's
I would go.
Jumbo Palumbo.
What was my goal?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
looking-
you look great. You look crazy.
What was happening
Hey, you
with
look
that
amazing.
first scene, Dave? You want to explain that to us? Where you
He
were?
was. That was
You
his
were-
Sound Factory thing. Go, 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 go.
No, I was talking.
Reminiscent of the old days.
I was talking about how the shake I used to make, the super with the 12-hole eggs and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
How I used to gulp it down.
Yeah,
And you
you
just
drinking fast as shit. Yeah.
I used to stick cake in there. I would call it a cake shake. You know what I mean?
I've had this shake since like the last hour and a half, and I'm still like trying to drink.
you got to guzzle it down. You can't sip shake. So
I'll puke. I'll puke if I throw it.
Sometimes I did. I based my shake on Gary Stridham because a lot of you guys historically might not know this, but remember when the WBF formed, Vince McMahon started an organization, for those of you who don't know, with bodybuilders, and he got Gary Stridham and Jimmy Quinn and
Troy
Mike
Zucolato.
Quinn, Troy Zucolato, all those guys, Aaron Baker,
Tom Platts, Lou
Stridham.
Ferrigno.
Now it was, remember, the WWF, that's what it was called at the time, was in Connecticut. They're still in Connecticut. So
I was at the show.
they would bring. Well, this was before the show, so they would bring these guys in, and they had them staying in like 2 weeks before the show. I think it was in Atlantic City or something like that, right? Wasn't it?
I was at the show. It was at the Trump Plaza thing. Matter of fact,
Right.
Donald Trump was there.
Oh, he was?
He was sitting like 6 rows from the front, and he was with Marla Maples. Who was married to
Oh
her.
wow, yeah, that's.
And I remember going up to her. She was a beautiful girl, man.
She was hot. Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
hot.
she was a piece of.
So they were trained. There was a Gold's Gym in Yonkers, and all the WBF guys were training there, like prior to the thing. And I remember, and I had a friend who worked there, and he said, "You're not going to believe what Stridham, what he does." I'm like, "What?" First of all, Stridham was taking like a bottle of Serostim a day. He was like taking, supposedly, that's what I heard. 18 IUs.
I can substantiate hearing the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And his metabolism was so crazy that he went to the guy at the gym, to the shake bar, and he said, "I want you to make this for me." And he gave him a can of tuna, and he gave him he had this oatmeal, and he had, I'm trying to think what else he had. It was apple juice, oatmeal, a can, like two cans of tuna. He said, "Don't even drain it, just throw it in there." And blend it up, and he just guzzled it down. And I'm like, that is hardcore. I got to do that. But so I tried it. Tuna in a blender. Look, I can swallow a lot of shit. Blended tuna is maybe the grossest thing you've ever fucking. The smell will make you throw up.
I did the Diet Coke and tuna.
I'll do 12 whole
tomato
eggs
juice.
instead. I'll do 12 whole eggs instead.
Greg, didn't the barbarians used to drink liver shakes, ground up liver?
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, Johnny Fuller used to do that.
I did see them do Puke-A-Rama, though.
I've seen them puke 20 times.
They were drinking carob milk.
Carob,
yeah. Remember that big shit? They had a big jug of that.
But
I've seen them barf all over the place.
But who was drinking the liver? I know somebody was doing
Johnny
it.
Fuller.
Remember
Johnny Fuller?
Yeah, I remember Johnny Fuller.
Fuller was that Jamaican bodybuilder. Yeah. I don't think he was around very long. He was like around with Bertle Fox and Al Beckles.
Right.
And he supposedly took raw liver and blended it up in a blender and drank it.
That's what I heard.
And in the early 80s, I trained with a group of kids at the Don Peters gym. We're all I think I was 14, 15.
I remember.
They're all about my age. And we all got the liver, and we blended it up in a blender, and we were going to try to drink it, but it stunk so bad, it was just you couldn't get near it. And there's one little kid, Pat. It was raw. He was the smallest one, and we all dared Pat to do it. And Pat always wanted to try to keep up with us, so Pat drank it. He actually choked it down. It was so disgusting.
Nasty.
It was nasty. It was just like pink goop.
And when it comes to building muscle, it's so much easier to take an injection.
Inject the liver. How about that?
We should take 100 desiccated liver tablets a day.
Well, I mean, at a bottle of Serostim a day, I think you could eat anything and it would grow.
That's what Chad Nichols used to tell everyone to do with a bottle of Serostim a day.
Yeah, that's pretty popular.
It's a very expensive habit.
I think a lot of old bodies.
Yeah.
Everybody's hands are numb.
I think that was a thing in the 70s, though, with the liver, if I remember correctly. There was
the tablets, Greg.
I know the liver tablets.
Desiccated liver.
Desiccated liver means the fat's been removed. If you just blend up a raw liver, that's got everything in it still.
Yeah, but I remember that being a thing, though. A few guys did that, I think.
But you had to take so many of those desiccated liver tablets, and they were hard as rocks.
I took them.
You swallow a handful when you go down the water, you could hear them.
That's why you don't have a gallbladder now, Greg.
Well, the animal pack. The old animal pack.
I did all that shit. The bee pollen would fucking float to the top of it. The less it's in, it would float to the top.
Who came up with the idea that bee pollen was anabolic? I remember reading it.
I don't remember. That was the 70s thing.
Probably the same person who said snake venom was anabolic.
And deer antler.
Deer antler.
That's right.
IGF-1 from the deer antler, right?
You know who started the deer antler? Tommy from Zoe. He passed away. I forgot his last name. Remember the guy that had Zoe Labs?
Zoe Labs. Yeah. He had a pumping post too. Yeah.
He was a maniac. He started all that whole deer antler thing. He actually used to laugh. I started the deer antler,
They still do it. The company still
back then, you could have said weasel piss works, and guys would have been drinking it. Yeah,
that's true.
Remember
anything?
Remember Orchic gland? It was balls. They would have the Orchic gland capsules, and Mike, whatever.
But speaking of all these gland things, remember the original hot stuff? The original hot stuff.
Yeah.
The original hot stuff was actually nasty as shit, but it had methyl test in it.
Actually, there's a disagreement about that. So I made that comment, and somebody corrected me, and they said, no, the original formula did not have methyl test in it.
Someone off the market from the company, John?
What's that?
Somebody.
George,
The guy who made
Let
it.
me tell you something about the 90s. The most notorious BS story that they told you in the 90s was that I had it tested. That was like because no one had anything tested, but no one knew there was no internet, so you couldn't like say, "Well, give me the readout." You know, if someone wanted to sell you something, they're like, "I had it tested. It's great."
remember the first round of American bodybuilders? They used to have the liquid protein in the like shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when it first came out. Nature's Best had one too.
Blackman had one too.
But Nature's Best was very sour, so was Blackman because that's had legitimate shit. But all that shit, the other stuff tastes like fucking Kool-Aid because that's what it was.
Oh, was it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the original shit. You know, there was a lot of that fake stuff going around. That was the 80s though. The 80s was better than the 90s with bullshit, you know.
Yeah, do you remember the protein powder we used to get at the health food store and it wouldn't dissolve? And you grind it up and it would, like you said, it would float to the top. And it would go, or it would clump.
The soy, it was the soy. Soy protein did that, John. It wouldn't.
And the egg protein did too. It would clump up into these chunks, and you couldn't they wouldn't mix.
No, they were hella salty tasting.
That's before it was GNC. John,
even when GNC started, they had that protein that was disgusting, and I had that mass gainer. It was like,
you know what's really funny? I got to address this. I actually talk about this in the documentary, but not like this. I find it funny, because obviously I went to prison, right? And the original charge was fake growth hormone, right? And people love to rib me about it, but if I told you how much fake stuff people use nowadays, because I sell all these Roy test kits, right? And people send me the results. There's so much fake stuff out there that there's a lot more people selling fake stuff nowadays. 90% of what's out there is probably fake.
It's placebo effect.
No, it's not placebo. People are not getting results because they're using fake
work.
gear.
How do you know?
It doesn't work at all.
And you know what? I got duped back at that time. It only happened once. I only received one package from the guy. And I didn't do anything with them. I threw them in the garbage. I got duped. Okay. So that's why when Bill Llewellyn developed those testing kits, the Roy test kits, I said, Bill, I want to sell them because I don't want to ever be duped. I wouldn't want to be duped. And now these guys can test their own stuff and see what's real and what's not. So when you go to DavePalumbo.com and you see the Roy test kits, you can test your GH, you can test your steroids, you can test clenbuterol, and if what you have is real because there is fake stuff on the market. That's just the way it is. And if you've been competing long enough, I can guarantee you've bought fake stuff, and you might have even sold fake stuff and not even known about it.
Dude, I used to bang some fake chicks.
You still are.
We already know that, Greg.
What about the new technology?
That's not news.
Hey, Dave, what about stem cells?
You sought them out. I think.
What about stem cells, George?
What about stem cells?
They don't come in powder. You can't bake them in.
Yeah, you can't buy them in a little. George sent me this little bottle. He goes, "These are stem cells." I said, "George, there's no stem cells in that bottle."
No, hold on. You want me?
It's a dropper.
You want to let me explain?
Yeah,
you want to let me explain what I was given?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
there's a guy named Dr. Walter Wolf who was the physician for the 1980 Russian Olympic team.
Yeah.
And he's moved here since. He left there in the 80s. He's come here and he's been developing sheep stem cells.
Okay. Are you a sheep?
Wait, I got to ask a question. Are you training him?
No. He has they've been doing stuff for the last with sheep stem cells.
Okay. Are you a sheep?
No, look, I'm going to hook.
If you're not a sheep, then it's not going to work on you.
Right.
Well, they're saying what he's telling me, what he said to me is that the Russian Olympic team didn't use steroids.
I got
Let me finish. Let me finish what he said.
Wait, I'm still laughing from the last thing he said.
Tell you this morning was it April? Maybe it was an April Fool's.
No, he said
swimmers were like fucking jacked.
You guys don't want. He said that they were giving them stem cells. That's what they were giving, injecting them with stem cells.
I'll bet they were.
Armand and I had stem cells. We haven't gotten any bigger from it. So,
well,
I didn't get any results, but I'm supposed to go to my Dave. My buddy watched he owns a pain clinic in Montana. He watched the video and he's like, the needle they used for your shoulder is not even long enough to get in your capsule. So it was like,
what do you mean? They didn't inject my shoulder. They didn't inject my shoulder.
No, but I got my shoulder injection.
Oh, I thought you got just your spine.
No, he went back. Remember?
I got my spine too. No, I got my spine too, but they did my shoulder also. But they videotaped it all, and he saw that he's like, that needle wasn't even long enough to get in your shoulder capsule.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, I didn't get any relief.
Valerie's gotten a lot of.
Do any of you guys know any Russian athletes from the 1980s?
All of them.
Victor Richards used to take gorilla growth hormone. That's what they say.
We all heard about the bovine growth.
That's what they
No,
say.
I'm talking about Olympic Russian athletes.
George, they all use steroids. That's why.
Dave, you're making a blanket statement, but do you know
T-ball, Tyranobol was made for the East German women. That was what it was designed for.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
This guy's telling me that they
don't believe everything you hear.
This guy may tell you the Earth is flat too. We know somebody like that.
What?
We know somebody like that.
He said they duped everyone because they wanted everyone to think they were doing the steroids, but they were injecting
Georgie, that's
people with
just not
stem
true.
cells.
No, they're using steroids.
The guy's lying to you, bro.
Yeah, that's
Ain't
bullshit.
true.
They knew that.
That's just not true.
You guys see these stem cell patches, right? Dave, you seen those that are popular? It's like the
stem
cell patches. And,
supposed to activate your stem cells or something.
My wife got results from hers, man. She's almost healed from her.
What, stem cell patches?
No, she got injected directly into her spine.
Yeah, well,
I'm talking about they're selling patches now, and
that needle was like this freaking long. It was like a foot and a half long. They had to guide it in with an ultrasound. This neurologist did it.
So what if you take a drop? Can it in your mouth? Will it go through your bloodstream?
No, first pass digestive will destroy it.
So you're talking about the digestive enzymes will kill it.
Yes.
Yes.
You've been duped.
I'm not duping.
Nobody's
duping me. I don't do it. I'm doing my due diligence.
All goes into what it can be baked into.
You got to first of all, you got to use human stem cells. They have to be cultured a certain way. They have to be treated a certain way. And what they do is they don't just get stem cells. They take them. They under the microscope. They pick the most perfect ones, and then they culture those and grow those. And they have to be, and they can't be done in the United States. It's illegal to do it here. So they do it in other countries.
Without people doing research. He told me that if you use human stem cells, that they have biomarkers. If you have cancer, or you have heart issues in your genes, that can come out in the stem cells.
If you have active cancer, they do not recommend you get stem cell treatment. Because when I went to get the stem cells, he asked me because I had the thyroid cancer. I said, how long? They how long ago was it? And I had to give them all the tests that cleared me that I don't have anything in my body anymore, because you don't want to take it with actively growing cancer, because sometimes it can feed the cancer. Okay, so they don't do that. But other than that, it's not going to cause cancer, getting stem cells.
Oh, that's what he was saying. There's biomarkers in human stem cells that could bring on stuff from your. So if you're using your own stem cells,
right?
And you have. You had your uncle or your grandfather had had heart issues or any type of issues that come out in the.
Well, but if you're using your own stem cells on yourself, ostensibly they're already there. So it's you're not putting anything into your body that wasn't already there, is what I'm saying. And the stem cells that you get in like Mexico or like Dubai or wherever, Canada, wherever you go, they're immature stem cells. So they're coming from amniotic fluid. And they haven't even differentiated into everything. They're it's like a blank slate.
I think we've all met these kind of guys that kind of know some fake inside shit.
It's a gray area.
So this guy's been treating patients with stage 4
with fucking goat.
No, regular stem cells. Now they're doing sheep stem cells, and they're getting the sheep stem cells from a farmer in.
But they don't work. They don't work in humans.
Are they expensive or are they cheap?
No, but they've been doing research. I'm not talking about that, but other people have been doing research that with sheep stem cell and finding out that they like they do it in mice and then they do it in humans, that there is a benefit to it. That's why
you're not training this guy.
I don't believe it.
We had Dr. Khan on, and remember Dr. Khan?
I'm on a quest for longevity. You know,
so go down to Mexico and go to Regenemex and get some stem cells, some legitimate stem cells if you want to. I definitely feel like it helped my skin a lot. I feel like I feel younger. I definitely have gotten a benefit from it. I think a lot of people.
What about using that instead of taking HRT?
No, it's not the same thing. It's two different things.
Why take something away? Keep adding.
Yeah, getting back to the cancer. What they do down in Regenemex, because I talked to my friend Daniel down there, is they do natural killer cell infusions. So when you have cancer, one of the things that gets suppressed in the body is your natural killer cells, which are the natural immunity to get cancer. So chemotherapy suppresses that too. So the worst thing you can take, they give you prednisone, they give you chemotherapy, suppresses all your natural cells that go after cancer cells and eat them up. So what they do is you can go down there and get infusions of these natural killer cells that will actually increase your population and turn on your natural killer cell immunity, which will then help the body start to eat up the cancer cells. So that's something they do offer. That's different than stem cells. This is immunotherapy.
That's what COVID did. COVID. That's why people getting terrible cancers from COVID, and also getting from the injection. There's a
great interview that Tucker Carlson did with this cancer doctor. If you want to watch it, explains everything that I'm telling you.
I think
John,
can you hear me?
Guy, Dr. Patrick Swoon.
Yes, he's great.
Yeah,
He's great.
And they blocked. He had the cure for COVID, and they blocked him.
Yeah, supposedly, but
so he has. I mean, so it's crazy that they did that.
So there is a April Fool's rumor going around on the internet that the Olympia is being moved to Switzerland in 2026, which sounds legitimate because if they're going to make up something crazy, Switzerland sounded like, well, maybe it's believable. Yeah. This guy posted a whole thing about Expo. So I texted Dan Solomon, our good friend, and I said, Dan, is this true or is this April Fool's? He goes, you have a better chance of winning the Olympia right now. He goes, than that being true. I said, well, I guess it's not true.
Yeah, I got.
He must get a lot of views.
So.
I like Dan Solomon. He's a good man. Dan, if you're watching this, fuck the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah. He's a big Baltimore Oriole fan.
I know. Well, yeah.
Me and him used to talk baseball.
Is that where he's from?
Oh, yeah, he's from down that way. But
have you gone to his new gym down there? The Wolves?
I'm going to join because I joined that gym. I was training at EOS, and it's all kids from 14 years old to like 22.
Oh, really?
And it's so crowded. They walk around in their socks and stuff. The other day,
Crocs. They all wear Crocs.
Yep.
They're wearing Crocs. I don't even understand.
Did they ask you about Trend? Where could you get Trend?
No, you can't talk to any of them. You try to talk to them, they have headphones on.
Every young kid today is obsessed with Trend because they see these young guys online with the Trend. That's all they hear.
Just eat food. Eat food and train. That's all.
I was checking out at Publix the other day, and I had that T-shirt on that said "Fuck it, I'm doing Trend." And, and the kid checking me out knew what it was. He was like, he's laughing, and
that's the drug of teenagers today, man.
It's silly though because think about it. Like when you're a teenager, you're eating a lot, you're growing because you're sleeping well, and they take Trend and they don't sleep much, so they're not getting like real growth, and they get off of it. And they're like, that's why they're not getting good gains like within like several years. They look the same.
No teenager should be taking any fucking steroid. Let me tell you, when I was 18, when my parents would leave the house to go shopping, I was like,
Well, you had a lot of testosterone in your body. That's why you were a good natural bodybuilder.
I grew on it.
Harlan
we
Coker
got
says
to
at
build
least
up
once a day.
in our youth. Young boys.
The two most important things, according to that cancer doctor researcher who's a genius, the two most important things you can do, number one, to stay healthy, and number two, if you did get cancer that you'd want to do, is sleep, number one. Number two, sunlight.
Yeah.
And think about how many people, maybe even you can relate to this yourself, don't get enough sleep. Okay, they're always tired. They get up, they sleep 4 hours a night, 6 hours a night. That's not enough. And they get no sunlight because now that these dermatologists tell you're going to die if you go in the sun, right? You're going to get skin cancer.
What about tanning bed? Does that count?
Yeah, no, that's good. Tanning bed works.
They don't get enough sex either because they're deficient in oxytocin.
My girlfriend should never get cancer.
True. Oxytocin is a powerful anti.
That's why you live forever, Greg, because you sleep all the time and you're always.
I don't sleep. I don't sleep.
You sleep. What are you talking about?
I don't sleep much. I went to bed this morning at like 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, you did? But on a regular basis, don't you sleep all day though? Usually?
No. I can't.
You know what? I was very interested. I'm going to ask you. I'm kind of interested. Give me your schedule. I want to know what you do all day.
We gotta have a.
Give me your schedule like from the minute you wake up.
I can't sleep because I'm nuts, right? And I can't shut off the cabezo. So the cabezo is always.
All right. So what time do you wake up in the morning?
Give us your routine,
Greg. Depends on what time it depends on what time I go to bed.
I want to know your routine.
He doesn't have a routine.
Yes, he does.
I do. What do you guys?
He does the same thing every day.
You guys think I don't do shit? What do you think? How do you think I pay the bills at this house? Holy crap!
What do you do? I want
no
your
one
routine.
knows the answer to that.
Give us your routine.
I wake up. I fuck the girlfriend.
Okay.
No, I do it. I'm constantly doing shit here.
What do you do when you get up in the morning?
First thing I do is I have to check the emails. I got to see if somebody's coming over for sales today. That's what me and her do. And then we prep stuff.
Okay.
We get new stuff. And we get, I'm always working around the house and shit.
So what time what time is that at? 8 o'clock?
It depends. It depends on the day. Like last night I trained. On Monday nights I trained.
Who's making noise in the background?
Sounds like a saw.
Yeah, who's got a saw?
It's my landscaping.
Oh my
God!
The
window.
Who else?
Who else? Yeah, George.
Always revert to Mr. G.
That's what I do. I'm saying we constantly.
Let's say you get up at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. You get up, you check your emails. Okay.
Right.
All right. Then what do you do?
Then I got to eat, and then we get prep stuff. For
what do you eat? What do you eat?
People at my house.
What do you eat? What do you eat?
I usually eat like 4 eggs and a Quest cookie.
Okay. And then you got people coming to your house after that?
All the time, yeah. We got people all day. Plus, me and her we work on this stuff. We got to fix stuff up. I fix up the statue. I build shit. I do stuff all day with my hands. Me and her work all the time. That's all we do, even at night. Sometimes when we go out, remember, I got the.
No one knows this. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, they see the thing with Lee Priest.
Dave,
I got the junkyard going. You know what I mean?
Dave, I'm surprised we haven't done this already.
What?
Let's get one of our videographers, just follow him around all day.
Yeah, that's true.
Just film Greg all day. A day in the life of Greg.
This guy wants to know how many enemas you do.
Every time I shit, I clean it out with
see, that could be all on film.
Dude, I don't shit without taking a flea. Because it cleans
what would you do? What would you do if you didn't have an enema for like a week? Like what would happen?
I can't do it. My brain would feel like I'm dirty. Like I can't. I have to do it every day.
Do you have a lot? Do you put a lot of things up there? Is that why you have to be clean?
No, no, because I feel like it's dirty. I got to clean it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta. I'm so.
Usually, most people clean the outside of it, not the inside, Greg.
I do both. I mean, I use hot water. I had a doctor tell me like fucking 20 years ago. He used to say hot and high. You know what I mean? Like high and fucking, so I use the warm water. Clean it right
Aren't you flushing all the good bacteria out of you?
No, I don't go. No, I'm not taking
it. He doesn't go that deep. He doesn't go that deep.
It's not going to your stomach.
I take the fluid out. I dump it, right?
Transverse colon. That's as high as he goes.
He only goes to rectum. No, he only does rectum.
Dude, what's your first meal, Greg?
Listen, my ass is so clean you can eat off it.
We didn't get to lunch.
Yeah, that was not very appetizing.
All right, so after you do all this transactions during the day, what time does that usually end?
It depends on the day because different days I do different shit at night.
That's why I'm telling you, he's got no schedule. He doesn't have a routine.
I have a schedule, but it's not the same.
So when's your next meal? When do you eat your next meal?
I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I do, Dave? I take peanut butter and I mix it with your
protein.
I eat your protein powder twice a day because I'm tired of eating fucking food all the time. So I just like to, but I can't just make a shake. So I'll mix it with peanut butter.
Yeah, that's good. That's what everyone does. Yeah.
And then I throw Lily's chips in there, and if I feel like I'm eating cookie dough, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Your routine is starting to take form now. Okay. At what time do you start thinking about the gym?
Well, I only work out in the gym twice a week.
Right.
Twice. That's all I do. Now, remember, it depends on the day. Everybody thinks Valentino trains at 2 a.m. Only one day a week. That's Monday. On Saturday, I go to the gym. And
don't you do those? Don't you do those Tybo tapes in between?
No, I do the Jane Fonda. You know what I mean? I do the Jane Fonda.
Yeah, Dave, can't you picture he found the box of tapes somewhere? You know, when they were, and he's doing Tybo classes.
Tybo.
You know, I realized that I don't. I found all these old VHS tapes like of stuff. I wanted to like get some of that video footage to maybe put up on Instagram. And I realized I don't have a VHS player. I'm sure Greg's got one, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got. How much you want to pay for it?
What color?
How much? We got VHS tapes. We got CD players. DVD. Remember?
Dave, what color you want?
Yeah. He probably has one under the desk right there. I'm sure.
You need two. We have that too. The ones where you stick one in there and you stick the other and you record.
Oh, you got the one that copied the
DVD, you know?
Yeah.
Dave, give that to, you know what you do? Give that to the guy that did the the guy that did the video thing on you.
I know. I have to. I have all the commercials I was in.
All that shit.
I got to transcribe all that stuff. They must have a VCR that you can plug in and it will convert it to digital and put it on your computer.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
I got to find it.
All my
I don't want to send it in, though. I want to do it myself because I'm afraid if I send the tapes in, with my luck, they'll get lost and I'll lose all the footage.
Tell your friend, the guy that did the Jumbo Palumbo thing. Tell that guy he'll do it for you.
He's 28. Guys 28 don't even know what a VCR is, Greg.
How about this thing that
we're talking about some like archaic, like middle age.
Dave, you could buy a fucking box. They sell shit like where you could do all that stuff like yourself.
That's why I want to buy it. I'm gonna have to go online and Google it or something like that.
We have shit here, but it's
You have old stuff though. You probably have like 1980s stuff there.
No, we got old, whatever we find.
How about a VCR tape rewinder?
Yeah, remember that?
Oh my God, you're right. Because it's supposed to save the VCR tape, right?
Right. All it did was rewind the tape. It was a specialized piece of equipment.
It's a little thing like this.
Yeah, a little box.
I didn't buy into that whole thing,
Don't
John.
you remember?
Well, because Blockbuster used to charge you if you didn't rewind it.
Be kind and rewind.
Be kind.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what? John, I completely blocked out that you had to rewind those tapes because DVDs you don't have to rewind. Obviously, I completely blocked it out that you had that stupid rewind thing you had to do.
Be kind. If you didn't know, they would bitch. They'd look at you didn't rewind.
No, they would charge.
Don't y'all miss going to Blockbuster though? Don't y'all miss going to Blockbuster though? Those are great memories.
Armin, you know what's funny about that? I was using it as an example the other day about how you can watch a company materialize out of nowhere, out of nothing, and then live its life and then die and go away and no trace. Blockbuster is exactly like that. It came out of nowhere, it lived its life, and boom, it was over, and now it's done.
Oh, it's Sunday's news on Monday, baby. Yeah, it's done.
It was one on every corner for a while.
John, what about Redbox? You remember Redbox?
They still have those.
They still have those.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I just stream this shit fucking online, man. I watch current movies.
For someone who's very technologically challenged, you happen to know how to use a computer pretty well. You better not be. Don't let your girlfriend find out, or she's going to make you do your own social media.
I believe there's still one Blockbuster left.
Is there? There is.
Yeah, there's one Blockbuster left. I believe so. There was a couple years ago. Just for the nostalgia, people still go to it.
Are you serious?
Look it up. Yeah, look it up. I believe there's one still left. There's one.
Holy shit.
Pretty soon there'll be one less Gold's Gym too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Gold's Gym that's there now is
Bend, Oregon.
Disney World.
Bend, Oregon is the last known Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's because the people down there are like, I'm getting a DVD from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I'm getting me. They still have the VHS tapes there too.
Hey, closing October
31st,
2024 though.
Wow, look at that. Oh, it did close.
Oh, cool.
They closed.
They hung on to the bitter end.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They made money.
And you'd have to go, and the movie wouldn't be there. You'd go the next day, or the next day. And,
what about when you go to the mall? Oh, the mall used to have like 2 or 3 record stores. Remember that?
Like Sam Goodies.
World,
Sam Ash, Sam Goodies.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
You know what I saw at the mall?
Power
at
Records.
Point?
Power.
Barnes and Noble. Can you believe they still have them?
Well, MD used to be number one at
Barnes and Noble. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they still have one by me, actually.
Tower Records, too, yeah.
Barnes and Noble. Tower.
You know, I was thinking about that not long ago, that whole number one at Barnes and Noble scam. That was kind of brilliant. You got to give it to him. You know, he would put 3 magazines on the rack at his local Barnes and Noble. And then he'd send in Jordan to buy them on 3 separate days. And then he'd go in on the 4th day and he said, "You got any more of those muscular developments?" He goes, "No, they sell out right away. They're number one."
Dude, you know what's the best though? You remember what the hell is it? Radio Shack? You need a little something.
Yeah, Radio Shack.
Radio Shack to fix your fucking thing
your
and
radio.
stuff.
If you needed a transistor, you had to go there. Man.
Hot Topic still is in existence, Lee. They have it in my mall.
John, Fun Factors, there's transistors all over the place.
Hot Topic's got some cool like band shirts.
Yeah.
My sister's a trans.
These fucking guys.
My new favorite store, by the way, I got to tell you about it. I don't know if they have it by you, but you can go online and look at it. It's called Buckle. It's like a belt buckle. It's like
the buckle.
They probably have it in Texas, I would imagine. Yeah.
They got S&M.
They got the coolest jeans and cargo shorts and shirts. Check it out, Buckle.
Dave. I want to see you.
The problem, Dave, the shirts don't. The shirts don't last that long, though.
I know. I like the jeans better than the shirts.
Yeah,
the shirts are really good.
The shirts look nice, but they last like maybe a couple months.
They fall apart, right?
The best shirt cuts are Jed North.
Yeah,
they are cut for our physiques.
Are they cotton?
Yeah. Yep, cotton lycra. He's got all kinds of shit. Shorts, t-shirts. Jed North.
I gotta check it out.
Stuff monthly too. Yeah,
really good stuff.
I got to be honest with you. I have been going through my t-shirts, and I last year I threw away I actually donated to Goodwill about 300 t-shirts, and I realized in my house currently, active shirts that I actually do like to wear. You know, they're not the ones that like I don't really like. I have like 300 t-shirts at least. I don't know I don't know where to put.
What size?
Where do you put your t-shirts, and how do you access them so you know where they are and what you got?
Upstairs, I got a whole room full of t-shirts, and like I keep some of them now because I used to give away so many t-shirts, and I'm like, shit. Like remember all the the NPC flannel wear ones and like all that cool stuff. I gave all those away. And
the old ones they gave away, but I have new ones that are like 300. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how to organize them.
But here's the thing. Here's what happens. I have mine on shelves in the walk-in closet, right? I probably have 150 t-shirts. You only wear 5 of them, and they're on the top.
I know.
So you do the laundry, you fold them, you put them on the top, and it's the same 5, and then it's the same 5. You never dig deeper than the top.
That's the problem. I don't know how to display them properly.
I don't either. It's the same thing. If you got them folded up, you don't know what they look like.
Dave, you send them to my girlfriend.
And if you hang them, then you get the pointy shoulders.
I was thinking about that, Greg. Maybe your girlfriend can make me an eBay store that she could run, and she could just sell used Dave Plummer.
Actually, she should do it for all of the RX Muscle.
Yeah, the whack pack t-shirt.
The whack pack apparel.
Armand's probably got more shit than all of us. I can guarantee it.
No, we would just all send it in. And we would take that money and go on a cruise.
He's like a sneaker guy to me, right? He was sneaker.
Lucia could take like a 20% take off the top, for her troubles, you know.
Yeah.
She'd sell it all. But she's on everything. It's not just the eBay. She's on like Patchmark.
I'm gonna bring an extra suitcase worth of them just to Alabama to give to you, and you'll take them home and sell them off of it.
What size are they?
All extra larges, most of them.
Yeah,
which is the most popular t-shirt size, though.
It is.
At least for people who work out. Once again, George is in the background there. I'm going to mute him.
He's trying to get some lamb fucking.
But someone's got to come up with a way to display t-shirts, and I don't want to hang them all up. I can't handle hanging them up. For some reason, when you hang them up, they get dust on them.
They get pointy and they get long too. Yeah, they get stretched out. You got to come up with like a Dewey Decimal System for a video Dewey Decimal System for the t-shirt. So what you do is you take a picture of each one. And then the app keeps them in order, like the Dewey Decimals.
So you just hit a button and it spits out the t-shirt.
No one knows what the Dewey Decimal System is. It was that drawer of cards in the library you had to use to find the book. So you do it with an app, and then they'll tell you where the T-shirt is.
I love the idea, John. I think it's brilliant.
No, you know what's even better, John? You put them in like a drink machine, B4, and then a fucking T-shirt.
Like that. Same
It's too hard to display 300 T-shirts in the drink machine.
You know those picture frames that change the picture every like second?
Yeah.
You have your whole wardrobe on that. So it's going, then you see the one you want, you push the button, and it tells you where it is.
Because I was going through shirts that I hadn't seen for like about a year. And I'm, what I'll do is every once in a while, I'll say, I'm going to wash some of these T-shirts because just to refresh. And I'm like, holy mackerel. I forgot I had these shirts. I'm like, I love these shirts. I don't even know what happened. I forgot I had them. I found some RX Muscle T-shirts that I didn't even know I had.
Dude, I have you beat. I showed you that Superman shirt I have, right? Remember I showed you that shit?
Yeah, but that's from like 1970. So, yeah,
that's 1965, 75.
I'm talking about like a year old, not like
I can't
40 years old, Greg.
Most of my T-shirts though, I have to iron because most of them are like good quality ones. If you wash them, they'll just ruin. And so, like my wife has to iron. I iron them too. It'll take like 3 days to iron, just like a couple weeks worth of shirt. Yeah.
The question is, how do you display them? Because if you fold them up and put them in a drawer, what happens? What I do is, I'm like, all right, I got to get a T-shirt. My sister folded all my T-shirts, put them in a drawer for me. Now I'm going through the drawer looking for the one I want, and I messed up all the folding T-shirts. Right. So what I found is, rather than fold them, what I do is I put them out of my bed, I spread them out. So I lay the T-shirt down and I stack them on top of each other, and I just fold the whole bunch of them, and I shove it in the drawer, because this way I can just kind of go through it and see which I want to pull out.
Or you could use that, or you could mount them on those folding things. It's like a big book hanging on the wall, like what the tattoos are, and you can you'd fit 4 T-shirts folded on each one, and you could go through them. But if you have hundreds of T-shirts,
my girlfriend's got a clothes rack. You just hang them all on a clothes rack and you slide them all. Let's see this one.
But that's what John said. They get stretched out. They lose their shape.
Touch the hanger shape after.
In the hanger, you get the pointy shoulders.
Yeah.
Yep.
No wire hangers.
You're supposed to actually hang your shirts a different way.
Oh God, Mrs. Robinson.
No, Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest. Yeah.
But Mrs. Robinson had there was a scene where she was taking her clothes off and he was getting, and Dustin Hoffman was getting her to hanger, and she said the wood one. Remember that was in there.
That was in that movie too. Okay, all right. Armand, you got to get a shoe display is what you need. He's got some.
I do.
Armand's got some of the greatest shoe collection I've ever seen, John. The greatest.
Well, somebody.
I do, Dave. You just didn't see it. It's against the wall. It's the plastic ones you put them all in there.
He's got shoes everywhere,
I've
John.
sold a lot of them.
Somebody just mentioned something about his G-strings. So I was wondering, how do you display those?
Those are retired.
Don't you just crumple them up and throw them in a drawer?
Those are retired, yeah.
I didn't wear G-strings. We didn't wear G-strings. You had they call the fullback. They weren't a G-string.
They were assless chaps.
But at what size? At what point of what size clothing piece do you not fold? Do you just throw it in a drawer?
I throw everything in a drawer. I think
underwears. You don't throw it. You don't. Do you fold your underwears? I
don't. I like diesel the boxer briefs. Those are the only underwear I like.
Yeah, me too. Boxer briefs is what I wear.
Yeah, I don't like boxers at all.
The stretchy ones, right? They're like little spandex shorts. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Why is George showing his shoes?
George, those are like Keds.
Converse.
Remember Keds? They look just like you could buy the
Keds. Yep. Buster Brown's Keds.
Buster Brown, right? They used to sell.
George, hold on. You're muted, George. Yeah, what were we saying?
I unmuted. Oh,
I unmuted you.
Chuck Taylor's.
What about them?
Nope.
But those are not from the. See, Greg would have the ones from the 70s.
Right.
I don't want any padding. I want my no padding at all. If I could be in bare feet.
I got these right here that I got from the guy who died.
Yeah. Oh shit!
You still got that? That is disgusting, Greg. Those
that's
are
so that's Greg.
That's his Bowen sneaker.
Can you do me a favor?
What size are you? Greg, what size are you?
Hold
I'll send you a pair of shoes.
I'm like, size. It depends.
I'm 11s. I got some badass 11s. I
11. I wear like 9, 8.5, 9.
Oh, Greg, let me ask you. Can I just tell you something? Can you take those sneakers, put them in the washing machine, and pour a ton of bleach in there. And just
no, but I use it to cut the grass. This is the
so
guy.
what? Just fucking wash them once. He's afraid. You know what he's afraid of, John? They might disintegrate.
That might disintegrate. Imagine Lucia. Imagine Lucia seeing this, and he's touching it, and he's gonna touch her. After
yeah,
that.
he's gonna stick his finger in her butt. After
Whoa!
that.
You gotta go get sanitized, bro.
She cuts the grass.
Put him in the washing machine and put some bleach in there,
Yeah, but
please.
that's grass. I'm gonna go out cut the grass.
Greg, hold on. I want to do an experiment.
Yeah.
Wash them and bleach them, and I want to see what they look like next week.
Yeah, but Dave, you'll lose all the epithelial cells from the dead guy.
That's true. All the DNA evidence.
Yeah, the guy.
That's creepy. That's creepy.
Those aren't his, are they?
Totally creepy.
Dude, the guy died.
Oh my God, they are his.
Did he die in the shoes?
Did you take them off of him, Greg?
Well, yeah, at the funeral, right?
That might be creepy. Yeah,
The guy in the house, the family threw out all the stuff. He had a big pile of stuff out there. Me and a bunch of other people picking through that shit, and I found his sneakers, and I was like, "Holy fuck, these will fit me!" So I used them to cut the grass. Actually, I have another pair too that he.
You know what you should do? Greg? Because you do have neighbors that have money. You should go and give flyers out in all your neighbors' mailboxes saying, "Listen, if you got any junk you want to throw away before you put it out of the curb, just call. I'll come pick it up from you."
No, they're fine. I get scuttles.
No, because if you put
Greg has money.
I don't
Don't let Greg fool you. He's very frugal. He's not like
I know he's got money. That's what I'm trying to get to, George.
Greg has money.
Yes,
I'm an old school guinea. They're gonna find that.
You all fall for it. You fell for it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. You're 100% right, George.
He is.
100%.
It's always the guy with the iPhone 4.
Yes,
that's got 20 million in the bank.
Drives the 300,000-mile car.
Right,
all that.
right. And he's got 20 million in the bank.
He's got the schedule.
He's just avoiding all the taxes.
The Irish get money and they're like, hee. Like Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, it's 100 for you, 100 for you.
No, the old school Italians, when they would die, they'd find the old man would keep.
We don't care about money.
In a coffee can. You'd find money like hidden in the you're digging it outside. Holy shit, what's this? A coffee can with money. You know what I mean? Like Rocky Marciano did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
The old school Italians used to put it in the freezer, right? The money.
They put it everywhere.
Can in the freezer.
They stick it in underneath
Cold
the sink,
hard cash.
Willow box. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
Hidden in shit.
Yeah.
Listen, if I could save money, I'd have like $3 million in the bank.
Oh, you've blown through more money than most people make their entire life.
Well, because God told me to give it away. I make it, give it away.
Who do you give it to, Greg? Who do you give it to?
Anyone and everyone.
Anyone.
I hear God now, George. Give it to Valentino.
Yeah, George, that's
No, he won't tell me that because you already have too much.
That's right.
He's not telling me that.
He plays the war card, John, so that he gets
exactly.
No, I didn't. I took them.
My brother used to follow me around when I had the money. I would tip. I'd buy a couple.
You like to help the homeless, right? You like to,
I give the waitress $100 bill. My brother,
yeah, dude. You know what shit we donate to the homeless?
My brother's crazy.
George would tip $100 to the waiter, and his brother would take back the tip. So as soon as George would leave the restaurant, his brother would go back and say, "My brother's insane." And he'd take the money back.
Didn't George buy a homeless guy a Porsche?
No.
That's what I heard.
We give a lot to homeless people.
I had friends that didn't have cars.
A lot.
Cars.
Big bags.
In the back of my Jeep, I have a bunch of shirts and shoes and socks, and at the corners, always hand them out too.
Oh, you do?
I do that.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
We give away so much to the church. They bitch. They actually bitch because my girlfriend will bring in 3 or 4 giant garbage bags full of clothes and shit. And then the church bitches, you know what I mean?
Is that true, Greg?
I swear to God, we give a lot.
No. Lee says the Statue of Liberty is missing. It's reported that it's in your backyard.
Now I know it's the real Lee.
The Statue of Liberty's fallen down. They have to fix it.
Oh, they do?
No. Do you know what's funny? Didn't France say we want that fucking thing back? And Trump said they're not getting it back.
Oh, really? They asked for it back?
It was somebody.
The Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
the Eiffel
right,
Tower's fallen down.
Oh.
They said they wanted the Statue of Liberty back.
Yeah, they can have it.
They can have it. Come get it.
Bullshit. Bullshit. We got to charge them a storage fee for holding it for like 200 years. You know what I mean?
And maintenance. We kept it up all these years.
John, do you remember in the 1970s when they redid the thing?
Greg, when I was in 5th grade, Mr. Lowe's class in Woodbury, we took a field trip to the Statue of Liberty and climbed up the inside. Could you imagine trying to do that today, to try to get a bunch of 5th graders to climb up 800 flights of stairs?
I did it too, John.
It was a spiral stairway.
Yes, right to the top. It was dangerous too. It was dangerous.
Yeah, but you know what nobody knows?
Dangerous. It was really steep spiral. And they had a hole that was really. I remember it being really steep.
But nobody knows that thing's made of copper.
Copper. Yeah.
It's copper.
I just remember the big bolts.
The Statue of Liberty is a giant train.
It's made of copper shit. That's why it turns green.
Right.
Exactly.
Like the 1980s, early 80s, or whatever it was.
They cleaned it, right?
It's a big thing. Yeah, remember that?
No, they restored it. They rebuilt it. They put a big scaffold around it.
The scaffolding and shit.
Yep.
Now it's back, but that thing's copper, and
you can go up in the arm now, right? Remember, for years you couldn't go in the arm.
Yeah, when I went there as a kid, we couldn't go in the arm.
Yeah, we couldn't go in the arm.
That's fucking crazy.
We were just able to go up to the crown. You walk past the crown through all the windows in the crown, and then we had to go down the other side. Going down was worse than going up.
You couldn't come in this country. You had to go to Ellis Island, and then you had to stay there, and they checked to see if you had any disease or anything. And that's the way it worked. And if you were fleeing, a country that was a communist country or something, we allowed some people to come here, but they had to have a sponsor, and there was no public assistance or any of that stuff. And as a result, people became part of the country, and that's what it's supposed to be. They had to speak the language.
I feel like we should have like music in the back. Da, 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 while George is talking.
When they started putting stuff in Spanish. What?
I was saying, while you're saying that, we should have some nice music in the background. Something like da, da, da.
God, family, country, patriots. Every country should be. Every country. Lee loves his country. Lee is an American citizen, and he's also Australian. He loves Australia. Wave the Australian flag when he's there. That's how, and speak the language. Every country should. That's how every country should be. They don't want patriots. Hey, Big Larry. Larry's the GOAT.
Now you all have witnessed something that has never happened before.
What?
Somebody falling asleep to Mr. G talking. And that's a world first. Congratulations, Larry.
I took magnesium citrate last night, and that shit knocked me out.
Oh, really? Wow. Isn't that like a laxative?
Yeah, good thing you didn't take gluconate.
Magnesium.
Gluconate will really knock you out.
Yeah, I was out.
Yeah. I don't believe I don't believe anything can knock Larry out.
Hey, Larry, why don't you give us a tour of your gym? You sitting? Is that
a fake backdrop, George?
That's the back. This fake background, bro.
Oh, you actually.
I can actually show you my gym.
Oh my God! Yeah, Larry, give us a tour.
Give us a tour, Larry. Yeah.
There's no members ever.
Larry, go in the leg press machine.
Larry will steal you, but you.
I'm going to put Larry in my front yard with the statues.
Could you give us the? Can you give us the tour of the gym with the phone? Or what do you got to do?
Yeah, look.
What?
Georgie is hysterical. God damn.
So George, you just thought he never had members?
What?
You thought he never had members? Just
who never had members?
Dave, so you gotta put it up.
Hold on. You sharing your screen with us? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, do you see it?
Sent you a picture of his gym.
No, we don't see it.
His real gym.
It's next to me, down at the bottom. But you have to approve it.
Oh, I don't. Hold on.
Hey, Dave, what about a pros versus pros?
I don't see anything where it's asking me to approve anything.
Larry,
it's right there, right here.
I don't see it. No.
Right next in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, I just see your name. I don't see anything else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you might not be able to do
here,
that.
but I
you got to just switch your screen somehow.
I do it all the time on this thing.
Oh.
Larry, you're at your house though, right?
No, you have to click on it to approve it.
I know. I don't. It's not asking. It's not showing me anything.
Yeah,
That's just his screen. That's just his green screen.
Yeah, it's not.
He's on the toilet.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
Not showing. If I saw it, I'd do it.
My kind of guy.
You know, I mean, you're muted. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't want to.
That's because you mean just to a wicked.
I'm polite, unlike other people.
Dave,
I'm polite, so if I make noise, I push mute. You know?
You had a fart.
So
So you just muted it.
my
Yeah.
website.
we put it in the background.
We should do a live stream of Greg doing it, going to the bathroom and doing the enema and taking a shit.
I don't think the people would find it too.
Hey, you filmed me getting my gyno cut out. It's the least you could do.
Dude, that was the.
Hey, Dave, did you know Dr. Blau's retiring this year?
Yeah, he told me he's retiring. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in New York in 2 weeks. I think I'm gonna go see him. Yeah.
Anybody who's contemplating getting your gyno done, hurry up and get it in before he
he's the
goes.
best. Yeah, I just sent somebody out there, and they're like, "You better get in because he's retiring."
He told me. He goes, "Yeah, tell." He said, "Tell." I meant
That's
to
gonna leave
mention. People said, "Yeah."
That's going to leave a big hole. Who the hell's
I
going to
know.
fill that? Everybody.
There's not many people that can do that surgery very well.
No, I don't know why. You would think it's in today's day and age where people are so vain and it's talked about.
Gosh.
More doctors would do it.
They butcher them all the time. I get clients going everywhere.
How many of you guys have had gyno surgery?
I had Dr. Blau when I was 20.
Yeah.
What Blau did was he did lipo first.
Yeah.
Then he cut the gland out and he was able to shape the what was left with the lipo.
I heard he could grow back though when they do that.
If you do it wrong, yeah.
No, he had both lipo and the gyno. Yeah. They did it all in one shot because he had like a little bit of body fat he wanted gone too.
Jimmy's working. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy's working, driving the truck.
I send the link to Jimmy every single week. 1 week I didn't send it to him, and he went nuts.
Right.
He's driving, and it's hard for him to come.
We don't even need to see him. All he's got to do is put the thing on and
he calls me and he goes, "Yeah, Dave really hurt my feelings."
I go, when you come on, no matter what we're talking about, who's on it, what guest. It instantly goes to you and then click off. Give the Irish goodbye, the Irish hello, and the Irish goodbye.
Do you know that since the last time he's been on, which is about a month maybe or maybe 6 weeks, he's gone to the VA hospital at least 25 times in the course of that
Why?
time. I don't know. Every time I talk to him, he's at the hospital, and they're always sticking their finger up his butt. I don't know what's going on.
Not normal. That's like once a year thing, like right?
Yeah,
like,
I tell him all the time, come over to my house. I'll stick my finger up.
He's got to get back and fight.
He's seriously going to someone that's sick.
I know. Something's not right there. He has nothing wrong with his prostate. That's the weird thing,
He
likes.
Why does he let him keep doing it though?
He enjoys it.
He's lonely. He's very lonely.
Bust
and any kind of attention is, it feels,
he's afraid they won't come back to the VA. He doesn't want to be banned from there.
You're saying it feels good every time he goes?
For him, because he's got, it's
God, they must look out the window and see him coming.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Right, they see him coming. Exactly. Well, he's going to go another couple of times, and then
they probably do it because they don't want him to come back, John. They're thinking, give him a prostate exam. He won't come back again, and he still keeps coming back.
He's waiting to get to go. He's waiting for enough exams that will warrant he'll get taken to dinner first. Then he gets to have a meal.
I think it's a joke, John. I think it's a joke. I think they when they see him coming, they're like, "Oh no, this guy's coming again."
He likes the Asian nurses,
so they're like, what's the most horrible test we can give him that will prevent him from coming back here? You know what? We'll give him a prostate exam every time he comes. Eventually, he'll get the message, and if it's not that bad, he really won't come. But they don't know it's working in reverse with him.
A lot of people do go to the
something wrong with his prostate now, so now he's going more often.
Still waiting on the results.
I think he misses his mom, and as a result, it's reassurance.
A lot of people do go to the hospital because they're lonely and they get taken care of.
Exactly right, Armin. They do. Yeah. They're looking for attention. People pay attention to them.
He gets a stamp on the 10th visit.
And then you get a free rubber little toy.
No, you get, after 10, you get taken to dinner.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm glad no one played any practical jokes on us on April Fools, because I'm boycotting April Fool's Day now. And,
this whole thing was a practical.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think the show is an April Fool's joke every single week anyway, as Greg said. So
right.
Play my high quality, unbelievable end of an era.
Yeah, I want to thank you for bringing that up. He sends me a commercial he made, John.
It's high quality, Dave.
It's first of all, it's the wrong format. It's for Instagram. Secondly, it's so pixelated.
Play it anyway. Play it anyway.
I can't even see it.
Dave.
High quality.
Play it at the end of the show. Everyone will love it. Come on.
That's Bleckman. Play it anyway. Yeah,
is it on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel.
What's your YouTube channel? Mr. G's Protein? What is it?
No, Captain Protein.
Oh, hold on.
Captain Protein's MMA Kitchen.
All right. Let me pull it, because it's easier to pull from there. You would think it would be better quality if it's on that, right, John?
You would think.
You would think. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. There we go. This is how we'll end the show. Is there any music before I hit play?
No, only grunts.
Okay, there's no music. All right, you promise.
Or we're gonna get defunded.
That's the end of it.
No, it's not.
It is.
You just tapped out. He tapped out.
I played it from the beginning.
No, you didn't.
I'm Captain Protein. Yes, and I'm 67. And you may know what my secret is to still fighting with 20-year-olds at 67. My secret is I say my prayers, I do my training, but I eat my Captain Protein cookie. So go out there now to CaptainProteinCookie.com, get your Captain Protein cookie, and you too can be a champion in your own life. CaptainProteinCookie.com. Never give up. God love you. Woo!
It's like Hulkamania.
There's the beginning.
So much like Hulkamania. Your prayers, your training, your vitamins.
Are you selling cookies?
Are you actually making cookies again?
Yes, they're on the site.
All right.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna make for you, Dave.
Do you make those Milky Way ones?
Yes, I do.
Oh God!
Only send me the ketogenic ones. I don't want anything else.
Oh my God! You've got to have one of those. They're so fucking
I'm gonna make
good.
a new one with monk fruit.
Oh,
Yeah, George, you should do really
fruit.
well, man, because
Milky
that company Crumble uses all kinds of chemicals in their stuff.
I know.
Everybody's
all
crazy
natural.
about those cookies. They're terrible. I don't like them.
Horrible.
I think that George, I think your shit should be no added chemicals. I think that's
what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not adding.
That should be a sales pitch. Maybe
He said you should say
can endorse your cookies or something like that.
Yeah, that's why you got to make them to order.
I'm going to find out maybe we can get him a little package of them.
Yeah.
Imagine you get those to RFK Jr. and he likes them and talks about them.
Well, supposedly this doctor I met is RFK is going to go to him for his throat.
Oh, he's going to give him sheep stem cells?
I don't know what. Dave,
George, from the sound of this doctor, I wouldn't let him fix my fucking hangnail.
You just got him approved. Can you keep the guy alive, please? Don't send RFK Jr. to this guy. I don't want him dying on us. All right?
I'm not sending RFK to him.
We need RFK to be alive. We don't no sheep fucking.
First of all, Dave, RFK is like me and you and all of us. I'm not gonna just because someone tells me something and shows me a web page. I'm gonna do my due diligence. I'm gonna find out where he is.
George killed RFK Jr. at the end of the end of the healthy era.
Yeah. No, RFK Jr. is going to have coaches at the schools, at all the high schools and elementary schools, training the kids. Every kid should be trained how to fight, boy and girl, and also learn about exercise and training and nutrition. That should be their gym class.
Yeah.
We've got to elevate the test levels and the young boys in our country and across the planet, or there'll be more no human race. These kids won't do a test anymore.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Take us out. Give us the speed on the way out here.
God bless America. God, family, and country. And remember to watch RX Muscle After Hours and to never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Because God loves you, baby.
Right on.
Woo!
Yes, I love it.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Fired up.